when you publicly call 90% of the trial and appellate judges in an entire state dirty and corrupt. Even if you're correct, you anger a lot of powerful people. When you do it and you're an attorney, they disbar you. For Richard Fine, they eventually threw him in jail for contempt for 18 months. Welcome to PA Voter Information Network. This is Larry DeMarco, your host. My YouTube channel, but haven't subscribed yet? Why not now? It's easy and free. Just click the red button and the bell right beside it, and you will be notified of all new content. This is Mr. Fine's story of how he learned about the illegal bribes and what he did about it.
Mr. Fine was a loud voice accusing the judges of taking bribes from the county. According to the California State Constitution, the Superior Court judges were to receive their salaries from the state.
But the Los Angeles Superior Court judges were accepting additional benefits from LA County over and above their salaries.
What possible justification were the judges using to protect these illegal payments?
It was all about money and benefits.
This is part 2 of a 5-part series. In part 1, we learned that Richard Fine saved the taxpayers of California over $1 billion of money that was being wrongfully taken by public officials just in the early part of his legal career. In this episode, we will learn how Mr. Fine stumbled across a bribery scandal of epic proportions in the state of California, a judiciary bribery scandal. So, when he publicly exposed it, the judges attempted to disbar him.
1997, remember we had all these budget crises in California? They used to go for 90 days and there's no budget, and small and minority business owners are going broke. They aren't paying the county welfare money and everything else. In the meantime, what are our good politicians doing? They're getting paid to sit up in Sacramento and fight with each other. And they're taking their per diem, they're taking their salary, and the governor's taking his per diem, his salary, and everything else. And we, the people, are getting stuck. 1997, I brought a lawsuit, and it got denied, and on a demur and everything, I put it up in appeal. 1998, same thing happens. I bring the lawsuit again. This time, the Howard Jarvis Taxpayers Association joined in. We went in, and believe it or not, we got an injunction. Closed down the government. Literally. Got a Judge O'Brien, he went in, ordered the government closed down. Next day, they passed a $19 billion emergency bill to keep things going. But the suit kept going up. Now, that stopped everyone's salaries, including the judges. Pissed off. So that became the big suit, the thing that really started ticking the judges off. So those are some of the things that brought me along. Now we get into, how did I get into all the trouble? I ended up being called by LACAOS, which is the union that represents the people that do the inspections for restaurants, swimming pools, and all of these other things. The county was taking $45 million a year out of these inspection fees. State law says that the inspection fees are supposed to be segregated into a special fund. County wasn't doing that. So we went to trial, won the trial, and ended up taking they had $11 million left that year. We took the $11 million, we got a judgment establishing a special fund. We froze all the inspection fees until that $11 million was gone. All the new money went into the special fund. Well, when it came time to get paid, the judge refused to pay me. He said that it was bad for unions, county unions, to sue the county. I ran that up through the courts and everything, got nowhere. And then that took place. Now that's 1999. Now, at the same point in time, I was retained by a man by the name of John Silva. John Silva divorced his wife, and friendly divorce, as it turned out. His wife had been on welfare for 1 week. So the county took over the payments. John was making all the payments. His wife wasn't getting the money. And so I looked into it. And what was happening, good old District Attorney Gil Garcetti was taking the money and keeping it and not paying it out. It was not only John's money, but $14 million of money that was supposed to go to the women and children was being held illegally by the district attorney. Now they can only hold the money for 6 months, and they either have to give it out or give it back. So if they can't find the women and children, they've got to give it back. If they know where the women and children are, they've got to pay it out. So we sued, went in, district attorney admitted he had the money. In the trial, his head man came in, yes, we got the money and everything, and yes, once Richard started suing us, yeah, then we started paying it out. The other side moves to dismiss, the judge dismisses the case. I said, wait a minute, these people are nailed. What's happening here? And that's when I found out about the payments. Because just around that point in time, we're now in the year 2000, in the appeals, good old Chief Justice Ronald M. George gives a speech to the California Judges Association down in San Diego. September 15th, 2000, he's talking and he lets out with the following comment, that maybe the judges from LA County should be paying for the lunch for everyone because the money that they're getting is illegal and maybe unconstitutional. That gets reported in the Metropolitan News. Now, nobody reads the Metropolitan News. It has a subscription of maybe 3,000 people. Somehow or other, I found out about it. I then started out in my appellate briefs, and I said, this money's illegal. Checked it out, Article 6, Section 19 of the California Constitution says only the state legislature can prescribe the compensation for the judges. And I start pounding. Next thing, I go in and I sue them in the U.S. District Court. I sue the judge who didn't pay the $1.5 million, and then in the Silva case, I go in and I sue Judge Chalfant, who went against me. I sue Boren, Knott, and Todd, who were the judges in the appellate court who went against me because Justice Todd had just been appointed and she had gotten money from the LA Superior Court, and Boren and Knott covered it up. So I nailed them. I went after Mitchell, who was a commissioner who was sitting in the eminent domain department, not disclosing that he was getting, these payments. And I had it all nailed. I had how much money each one of them was getting, the whole bit. And that became the start. That was 2002. 2003, the chief judge of the LA Superior Court goes to the state bar to get me disbarred.
This has been part 2 of a 5-part series. In the next episode, Mr. Fine gets imprisoned for exposing dirty judges and theft of $70 million per year from LA County taxpayers. If you like this episode, please click the like button, forward this episode link to all the people on your contact list and social media friends, and please comment in the space below. I would love to receive your feedback. Signing off, tune in next time. Bye for now.